What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, my friends, and let's get into it. It is, and let me mute that, it is the 17th day of August, and here we are, sitting at about $117.3 thousand, 23 hours, 27 minutes left in the day. We had a very neutral day Saturday. It wasn't the day I was looking for. I did think that we'd push down a little bit lower, but a neutral day is kind of the expectation. I want to go back to this idea that I had maybe a couple days ago and maybe even last Sunday or Monday, which is that this Sunday here, every single Sunday that we've had, really, except for one, I think has been bullish. And the last few Sundays in a row have been bullish, right? This Sunday, 2.4% up, bullish, right? This Sunday here, also bullish. We moved up about 1.4%. Not too much, but still a bullish Sunday nonetheless. This Sunday here was also bullish. That's 3 Sundays in a row that were bullish. This Sunday here was the last red Sunday that we had, but before that we had another bullish Sunday, and then down here even we had another bullish Sunday. I wonder, even going back here, yes, another bullish Sunday, and then a bearish Sunday there. So if we look at this, actually, since this bearish Sunday, we've had one red, and then we have one green, 2 greens. Where are they? Where's the next one? Did I miss it? 2 greens. 3 green Sundays in a row, and then we have a red Sunday. And then we have 1 green, 2 greens, 3 greens in a row. Might we have a red Sunday this time? Everybody, I feel like whenever I look at X.com, or I hear even some, not all, but some YouTubers, content creators talk about Sunday pumps, it seems as though the trend has caught on over the past few weeks, that Sunday is just the day that we move up, and then Monday we dump. I theorized a few days ago, and even I want to say this day last week, that this Sunday would be red, because it's typically when everybody catches on to something that it turns red. And I'm not saying that just because we had a red Sunday, then 3 green Sundays, then 1 red Sunday, now we've had 3 green Sundays. I'm not saying it has to be red, but I'm just saying, a little alternation isn't bad, and throw off the people who think they're getting an easy trade, basing the Sunday pumps off of something that isn't really real, other than just the fact that the last 3 Sundays have been green. It could throw off some weekend degenerate traders. I don't know. I'm expecting that we move down today, is all I'm trying to say, okay? That's the offer I'd like to make. Now, or the prediction that I'd like to make. Now, crystal ball rubbing aside, let's actually do some technical analysis and see if we can configure what direction this will go. Maybe 10 minutes into this video I'll eat those words, but I'm pretty sure we do have lower to go. I'm maintaining that position. I think if we were to bounce and move higher, I think we would have done it. We had a perfect setup here already, right? Why wouldn't we have bounced here? Why wouldn't we have bounced? Oh, because it's the weekend? Well, it's the weekend now. You know what I mean? We had this W setup right back here. Very nice W setup. We did nothing with it. We just went flat. This, to me, suggests we're going lower. A horizontal range at the base of a down move, it suggests that we go lower, okay? I'm a little bit surprised we haven't gone lower, but a little bit lower to go makes sense to me. If we look at the past 24 hours, look at this foreshadowing right here. Watch how much it changes. Okay, so we've decreased in volume. Typically, over the weekend, we do see less volume. Overall, we've got less than $1.5 billion shorts piled on in the past 24 hours. Less than $1.3 billion either way. It's a very small amount of shorts piled on. It is the weekend, to be fair, but that's a very small amount of shorts and longs, leverage positions piled on. Over the past week, the shorts definitely have it. The longs are lesser in overall cumulative value than the shorts are, but there is this massive wall of longs right here that we're pretty damn close to clearing out. If we look at the current price right here, it's at 117.3K. We're at 117.4K now. I might have to refresh it. 117.4K. To get to this wall, we would have to drop about $700. And to get to that wall, that would be a cumulative $562 million in longs that gets cleared out. If we were to move to anything significant over here, $500 million, let's say the same kind of amount, we'd have to move up about over $1,000. So we're $700, maybe even less than that, away from clearing out longs and getting this very big wall, where here we'd have to move up a little bit more. And don't get me wrong, if we move up a little bit more, there's more longs or shorts to liquidate than there are longs. But my thought would be clear out the longs, finish your mission, decimate the bulls, and then also the bears will start to get heavy, right? They'll start to pile on their shorts, get greedy, and then we move up. Then we take out our bullish repercussions afterwards. So I would think that we go a little bit lower. With that too, with that clearing of the longs and then coming back up and clearing of the shorts as we move higher and push to new all-time highs, we're going to be clearing out all the leverage positions on both sides. And I think that's vital. I think that's vital. And I very much do assume that we are going to be moving up to new all-time highs. Therefore, we want the shorts to pile on. They're piled on now, but they're only going to be piled on more. We go to the 30-day time frame, because that's just the past week. The past month, there are more longs than shorts right now. Decimate the longs, clear them out, get this first wall. We don't have to get all of them. I mean, maybe get all of them. Go down to 111K, 110K, do it. I dare you, but I doubt that we go that low. I'm thinking 115K makes sense. By that time, the longs will be heavily decimated. There's a total of about 13 billion put on. That's about 5 billion there just to get to $115,000. 5 billion in longs gets closed out. Shorts will get piled on. The shorts will outweigh the longs, and then we'll start to move higher. That'd be my assumption at the moment. Looking at this here, we're on the 15-minute time frame. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. I don't know why I'm on the 15-minute time frame. 1 hour time frame here. MACD looks like it's in a perfect area to reject. We've had some solid green here, and we haven't done anything with it. We've built bullish momentum in where we didn't do anything with it at all, you guys. We're at an area to reject right at the zero with these oscillators here. I wonder if we have an example of this, Okay, that's not what I meant to do. Let's. I like that you can overlay these. That's a nice feature, but I didn't mean to do that. Anytime that we've gotten up to the zero and rejected, we saw a drop, lower lows. We had a kind of flat moving period here as well. We got up to the zero here and rejected. Boom, lower lows, right? That's typically how it goes. 1 hour time frame. Stochastics couldn't even get overbought. That's bearish, looking like we're reaching for the oversold zone. Today, Sunday, I think will be a bearish day. Now, will we find our low today? Will we bounce? Could we have some kind of bullish recovery today? Sure, but I think we're going lower. I don't know if we find our low today, but sometime between today and the next few days, I would assume that we do find our low somewhere around 116K at the very least, if not likely 115K or even lower. 114.5K is the lowest I give it. Could we go lower than 114.5K? The answer is yes. Does that destroy the bull market? Does that diminish the hopes and dreams that the bulls have that the finale is about to start? No. Actually, I hope it destroys your hopes and dreams, but it doesn't destroy the potential. In fact, the more hopes and dreams get destroyed over the coming days, the better it is, right? And we've forecasted this shakeout. We were expecting that we'd see a big drop. I did think that it would be a little bit more intense by now, but let's give that credit to the weekend. Typically over the weekend, bullish or bearish, you don't really move too much. It's very rare to see Bitcoin move more than like 3% up or down from Friday to Sunday's close. You don't, maybe you move up or down that much, but you don't close between Friday and Sunday's close. You don't close in a 3% deficit or growth in that time frame. Weekends are pretty neutral, okay? So perhaps next week when the week starts off, we'll drop down to start the week and then we'll recover and start to move back up. Okay, that's my thoughts so far. 4 hour time frame. Shout out to all the Sunday warriors, by the way. I've noticed a lot of YouTubers don't make videos on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays specifically. And I've always wondered why. And being a YouTuber myself now for the past 3 years, I get it. This is Sunday specifically is like the lowest day for views whenever it comes to it. The very lowest day. So I get it. But man, I don't care. Sundays, Saturdays, Mondays, holidays, whatever. I'll be here, man. I'll be making videos and that's why I'm giving a shout out to the Sunday Warriors because, man, rain or shine, weekend or weekday, we're here, man. We are here. I wouldn't say we're in the trenches, but I mean, maybe. I don't know. This doesn't feel like the trenches. I'm having a good time, right? I like looking at the charts. It brings me peace. Most of the time, it brings me peace. Looking at the 4 hour time frame here, the RSI does look bearish. Overall, it's pretty hectic. I mean, if we're being honest, pretty hectic. You had a very bullish posturing here. You would be bullish if you can get back above the 50, but the way that it looks to me is like you bounced off your oversold area, you came up to your 40 and you found resistance. That's not bullish. You had a bullish thing and you turned it bearish. You're probably going to get oversold like you did last time. You tend to find support in the oversold zone is what it looks like. So I would assume we get oversold. Now, being that it's a 4 hour time frame, does it have to happen today, Sunday? Well, it could. It could also extend into tomorrow, Monday, or even Tuesday. The 4 hour time frame is more like the next 5 days kind of in period. Because, 6 bars per day, 6 times 5, 30 candles. That's a good little relative estimation there. Anyways, the RSI does look bearish. Stochastics look kind of bullish momentarily, but if we cross back down, you know, crossing in, crossing out like this, you kind of do this even whenever you're bearish. So I'm not too wooed by this. Let's see how long it lasts. I would think that we do move lower. The MACD here, bearish, right? Crossing below the zero. We've died off in bearish momentum. The histogram getting that light red color instead of the dark red color means bearish momentum's dying off. It's weaning. But typically, before you get the blue line to cross above the orange line, which that's what causes the histogram to go green, typically you do wean, but then you get a dark red, and then you wean, and sometimes you even get another dark red. So here we don't have any dark red. We're probably going to build that momentum, diverge away from that orange line a little bit, and then we'll come back up. So I would think sometime, you know, maybe later today, if not probably Monday or Tuesday, will be the day we have our low and we start to move up. Okay, 1 hour, 4 hour, both agreeing, in my opinion, that we go lower. The only thing that so far looks bullish to me would be the stochastics. On, you know, that's semi-bullish. The fact that it looks like it wants to cross down though now after getting out of the oversold zone, you know, in about 4 hours from now, this could look bearish. So we'll see. I don't have too much faith in this, and I have more faith in these two things. Anyways. Looking at the daily time frame, that's not the daily close you'd want to see if you're expecting to bounce here. Certainly not the friendliest candles over the past few days. Even that candle was green. It was pretty neutral, to be fair, but just all these with pretty big wicks to the upside. That was a very bearish engulfing candle there. All the bullishness that you had of 1, 2, 3, 4 days to get to these new all-time highs. In one day, you closed lower than all 4 of those days together and engulfed 3 of them. It's just completely engulfed 3 of them. So very bearish indication with a lot of volume. That was the most volume that we saw too, you guys, since July 25th. That happened on that all-time high day where we came down. So I think that a day like this is not to be trifled with. We had one day where it was a fake out, and this day I think means business. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to the bottom of this range, which the bottom is either here at about 115.7K. I could see that happening, or maybe it's here at about 114.7K. Hell, it could even be lower. Bitcoin has had a real relationship with its 786 over the past month now. A little bit over a month now. We've had a real relationship with it. Could we go to 114.5K? To me, that would be the lowest. I have a hard time seeing us go below. You know, maybe we are range bound. Maybe we're in this overall, maybe this is an overall horizontal channel, but I don't think it is. You know, if we go back and look here in time, just at these kind of channels, Bitcoin's channel wasn't this. It wasn't that high to this low. No, that's just the high to low range. The channel was more like this, right? There's your high. You can see the resistance points blemished there. The low was more like this right here, right? Blemishes, but high to low, that was your range, right? You go back here, same kind of concept, right? It wasn't this high to low. That's just the overall range. No, the horizontal channel that you were in was more like this. The horizontal channel high was probably more even like this right here because you found support there. Resistance there. Hell, maybe even it was more like this because you found resistance there. And those are your blemishes there. You know, it's most of the price is more condensed in these ranges. And all I'm trying to say is these ranges are the more significant levels of support and resistance. And I would think here, looking at this just with my naked eyeballs, this is the resistance point. This is our support point. Anything outside of that is blemishes. Blemishes are very short-lived buying and selling opportunities. So if we do go below $115,800, which I think it's very possible that we will, a likely target area might be 114.4K because that's where our 5K. That's where our 786 is. Okay. If not, we find support above 115K. That makes sense too. But to me, it would make more sense to go a little bit below 115K or very, very near it at least to clear out all these longs. And also, as we go lower, a little fun fact about this stuff, these liquidation levels, as we progress lower, you see how there's a little gap here? There will be longs going in because people are going to try to time the bottom and catch the knife, so to speak. So as we go lower, do anticipate that there will be longs put on at these levels that aren't as dense now. So as we go lower here and clear out this whole dense kind of area, I would think that prices just below 115K would make the most sense, which might be at 114.5K. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it sounds like my laundry machine's going off. I'm going to have to close that door. But I got nothing else to say, man. Here we are, 117.3K now, going down to 116.5, if not 114.5, most likely somewhere around $115,000, give or take. hit the like button, subscribe. This shakeout is almost over. Okay, it's almost over, but not yet. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.